Namaskar. Let us see what is LaTeX and why to use LaTeX. So, what is LaTeX? So, the text system was developed by Donald Knuth at the end of 1970s, and the LaTeX package was written by Leslie Lamport at the beginning of 1980s. LaTeX is a document preparation system, and it is more than any word processor. It actually typesets the document. What do I mean by document preparation system? So usually when we want to write anything, we use Microsoft Word or any other software where we can type in. There, when we type, we also have to format the document. In LaTeX, we don't need to format it separately. LaTeX does it for you. So is LaTeX for you? If answer of any of the following question is yes, then LaTeX is for you. So do you write research papers, or are you writing a book? Are you writing your thesis, or do you set question papers? That means, do you write any document which has more than 2 pages? If answer of this is yes, then LaTeX is for you. So what are advantage of LaTeX? So these are quality and aesthetics of the document, the portability of the document file, the price, editing and output, focus on content, this is most important, the time investment, and there are some more advantages. So let us look at them one by one. So LaTeX in general produces better looking documents compared to Word, and it determines the optimal output or optimal layout on the typographical rules. The typographical rules are embedded in LaTeX already. So here is a comparison between Microsoft Word, Adobe InDesign, and LaTeX. So if you look at these red circles on each of the column, this is just when there is a word which flows over 2 lines, we hyphenate some of the letters and start writing it on another line. So this all these 3 programs do it automatically, but LaTeX arranges the content so that there are less number of these things happening, and the end document that you get is much better looking. Next is, you can use LaTeX on any of the operating system, that is Windows, Linux, Mac, even on Android. Now you can use the LaTeX, your mobile phone. Now you can, the document produced in LaTeX can be opened and edited on any platform without any hassle. There is no need to change anything, the file remains the same, and you get same quality on any of the platforms, that means on any of the operating system. And most important thing is, it is free to use. You can just download and start using it. You don't need to pay anything for it. When you create any document in LaTeX, you create a file which has extension .tex. This file will not crash or this will not corrupt. This is just like the txt file. The usual word processor that we use can seem slow at but LaTeX, you will feel that LaTeX is not so slow. The output you get from LaTeX is PDF format. This can be viewed on any platform without formatting differences. You have seen many times that you write a document on Word, save it as a doc. If you open that doc file on, say, Microsoft Word 2010 or some later latest version of Microsoft, then the formatting issues might come. Doc and docx formats might not be compatible. There might be some issues. So such issues will not occur because you have PDF file. And along with PDF, you can get output as PS file, that means PostScript, RTF, rich text format, HTML output is there, PNG and TIFF, and there are many other formats that you can get your document you can get your output in different these formats. So main advantage of LaTeX is, I said, LaTeX separates content and style. When you type a document, you don't need to worry about formatting, you don't need to worry about getting things centered or getting paragraphs correctly. All this will taken care by LaTeX itself. What you see in your .text file is not what you get as the output. You write your content and then you have to compile it, and then you get the PDF output. As we'll use LaTeX, this will get clear. LaTeX requires some investment of time, so you will need to spend 2-3 hours learning LaTeX, and once you learn LaTeX, you will not need to go back to word processor to write your documents. You will anyway use LaTeX because it is very convenient to use, and once you learn it, you will prefer LaTeX over Word. So in a word processor, time spent trying to achieve certain formatting task is time wasted. It is our experience that when we type a document in Word, we have to spend some time to format the document, making things bold or arranging paragraphs well and things like that. But you don't need to do this in LaTeX. LaTeX will do it for you. And last thing is, when you type a document in LaTeX, if you open the file 20 years after you write the file, you can still use it because it is just text file. So getting the file corrupted and the file is not usable anymore, this issue will not come. Another advantages are you can split large documents into smaller chunks. That means you can write, if you are writing thesis, you can write your chapters separately in different files, and you can compile all the files together, so you will get the eventual output in one PDF file. And a huge advantage of LaTeX is it can handle Indian languages with ease. Any Indian languages may it be, you can use it in LaTeX and you can get an excellent output. So the downside of LaTeX is that it needs a few hours to learn. So you have to invest 2-3 hours to learn LaTeX. And if you are writing a document in collaboration with someone and the other person is not using LaTeX, then the collaboration with writing this document can be difficult. Now there are two ways to use LaTeX. First is you can install it on your computer, and second is you can use online tools, for example Share LaTeX or Overleaf. Now both these things are same, so you can use Overleaf to use LaTeX. The advantage of first option is that means installing on your computer. Once you install, then you don't need internet connection, you can just use LaTeX after the installation. The advantage of second option is that you don't need to install anything on your computer. You just open your Firefox or Chrome and just go to this website overleaf.com, and then you can directly start using the LaTeX after the registration. Now here are some references why to use LaTeX and what are the benefits of LaTeX. And now let us start installing LaTeX. Let us see how to install LaTeX and use it on Overleaf. Now we will see how to install LaTeX on your computer. So we have to download two pieces of software. First is MikTeX. So let us download MikTeX first. So in Google you can just type MikTeX and open the first website, which says miktex.org. In this, go to downloads and install on Windows. So you have to download this installer by just clicking here. I have already downloaded it for you. So this is the first piece of software. Second, we will need Text Studio. So type Text Studio it is TEX Studio. Then go to Text Studio website and click on download now. So we need to get these two pieces of software. I have already downloaded the two softwares. So let us see how to install it. So we have to first install Basic MikTeX. So double click on Basic MikTeX. And you can, as always, for installing any software, just click next. Don't change any options. You can just click next and say start. So wait till this installation is complete. So this might take some time. So when the installation gets over, you can just click next and click next and just say close. So what we have installed is a MikTeX package. So what we have installed is MikTeX, which is basically engine for LaTeX. And now we will install actual editor which we are going to use to write our documents. There are many editors available out there. Some of them are Text Studio, TeXworks, then WinEdit, but I recommend using Text Studio. So we will install Text Studio now. So double click on the Text Studio installer and say install. So this will install Text Studio for you. Text Studio has many advantages over other editors. As we'll use it, you will get to know why Text Studio is very easy to use. So we have finished the installation. Now you can launch Text Studio by just clicking here, and Text Studio icon will appear here, or you can just search Text Studio. So this Text Studio is launched now. This is how Text Studio looks. If you don't want to download MikTeX or Text Studio, but if you still want to use LaTeX, you can use it on Overleaf. So you can just type Overleaf. So in this way, you do not need to install anything. You can just go to this website Overleaf, and you have to log in to this website. You can just use your Google account to log in, or if you want, you can make another account on this website, and you can use LaTeX here without installing anything. You have to have a good internet connection to use Overleaf. So we have seen two ways to use LaTeX. First is download and install it on your computer, and second is without installing anything, you can just go to this website Overleaf, and create account here, and you can use LaTeX on this website. Now let's see how to use LaTeX. Actually, we'll use LaTeX on Text Studio. That means download LaTeX and install it on your computer, and we are going to use that way. The same thing works for Overleaf website. Whatever we are going to do in Text Studio, same thing will work on this website overly. So in the next part, let's actually learn LaTeX. Now we have installed LaTeX on our computer, or we have preferred using it online on Overleaf. Now let us see actually how to use LaTeX and how to produce files in LaTeX. So we have to specify the standard layout that we are going to use. So first we have to specify that what is the document class that we are going to use, meaning are we going to write article, or we are going to write report, or we are writing a book, memoir, letter, or beamer is the presentation format for LaTeX. What is our document that we have to tell LaTeX that we are going to write this kind of document. So let us see how to specify this to LaTeX. So for that, open the Text Studio and let us write a new file. Let us go to file, let us say new, and first line that we will write is we have to specify the document class. So type / document class and press enter. So we have to specify the document class inside the curly braces. So let us write article. So let us write article document for now. So that's all. Now let us go back to the presentation, and as you can see, the document class is written in the curly braces. We can set the font sizes as 10 point, 11 point, or 12 point. That we can write in the square brackets. So let us go back here, and in the square brackets let us write 10 point. So our document will have font size 10. Now there are other options. You can specify A4 paper or letter paper. By default it will take A4 paper. If you want to write 2-column article, or just 2-sided article or 1-sided, you can specify here. And if you want to write article in landscape, usually we write in portrait, but if you want, you can just specify landscape. And then we will specify who is the author, what is the title, and what is date for the article. Any document that you want to write in LaTeX, you have to write that document within begin document and end with end document. So let us go here and let us type our next line. So in the first line we have specified that we are going to write article, we are not going to write letter, so we have written article. Then we type begin. If you just press begin, so I'll just delete this once. If you just type begin and press enter, it will create this begin and end automatically. So you can type, so in this, just remove this and type begin document. Now whatever is written in begin document and end document, only that thing is going to get printed in the last output. So let me write, this is my first document. Now let us save this first. I'll save it. Save. So I'll just write first here, the name I'll write first, and I'll save it. Now this is what you have typed, but where is the output? To get the output, you need to go to tools, go to command and say PDF LaTeX. So when you click this, your document will get generated, and to view it you can just press this this icon which has which looks like this. So this is this is your output. So I have said document class is article, and in the begin document end document I have said this is my first document. So this is getting printed here. Suppose I write something after begin document, and every time if you edit anything in this file, you have to compile it. So how to compile it? Let me show you once again this, and say PDF LaTeX. Yeah, so this is compiled, but now I have written this after end document, so it will not get printed. So I'll just cut it and I'll paste it here, and then I will compile it. So compilation is go here, command and PDF LaTeX. So now this will get printed. So whatever you want to type, you have to type in begin document, end document. Let me write something and I'll compile it. There is no need to go to tools and commands and PDF LaTeX again and again. You can just click these two arrows. When you click these two arrows, it will compile the document and you will get the output. So each time you edit the document, and if you want to see the output, you just click these arrows, your document will be compiled and you can see it here. So as you can see, this is the name of this file is first, and the extension is .text file. So wherever you have saved this file, so for example I have saved it in this folder. So first, where is it? First.text. Yeah, so here is first.text, and the same PDF name it will generate, first.pdf, and this is our PDF file. Okay, so now you can give title to your document, author and date. So let us type title. I'll type first document, then author, I'll type my name, and now if I compile it, you won't see anything, because whatever is in between begin document and end document, that will only get printed. So we have to tell LaTeX that you have to make title. That means use this information and make the title out of it. So now if I compile it, it will give first document, the author name and date. So as you can see, I have just said this is my title and this is the author. So LaTeX has automatically set the font, made it big, author is set at the right place, and the date is given. So you don't need to worry about formatting. That is what I meant when I was introducing LaTeX to you. So when you say title, LaTeX knows what is title, where it should go, and what should be the font size of title, and what should be the alignment. It is automatically centered aligned. If you don't want date to get printed, you can just say date and keep empty braces here. And now if you compile, there is no date. If you want to write some specific date, you can write some date. So the date will appear here. As I said, make title has to be there after begin document to get your title and author. Now any LaTeX document can be broken into several parts. Like there can be parts, chapters, sections, subsections, subsections, paragraphs and subparagraph like this. So let us write the first section for now. So how to tell LaTeX that we are going to write section? So just write \section You can write title of the section here. So let us write introduction as our first section. And write, I'll just randomly type something. I'll just take this and put it in this section. And now I'll compile it. Okay. So I have just said that this is section. Now LaTeX has taken this as first section because there is no section before this. The introduction, the name of the section is taken to be bold and at the right place, and there is some stuff after this. So similarly, let us make one more section. So first let us write first section, section 1. I'll give it name just 1 and some stuff in it. So I'll just copy this and I'll paste it here. So now section 1, the name is 1 and there is something in it. Now in this section 2, I have to write a subsection. So subsection. So subsection is what should be the name? Let us write Pune. Pune is a subsection, and there is some, let me write some things into it. Now I'll compile. Yes. Now the 2.1 name is all automatically there. I have just said that this subsection is under this section. I have just typed it like this. So this is 2.1. Now if I want to make another subsection, say \subsection and say Nashik. And if I compile it, then it will take 2.2 like this. If I take subsection and if I write College Road, now this is 2.2.1 because this is subsection which is under this section. So this is how it goes. You write section, then subsection, subsection. If you don't want to write subsections, then you can just write subsections. Now if I write another section, now this will be section 3 because we have written section 1 to be introduction, section 2 to be 1, and let me write section, the second section to be 2. Now when we compile it, it will automatically give number 3. Now suppose if you remember, after writing all this, you have forgotten to add a section which should appear before introduction. Now remember that introduction has number 1, the section which has name 1 has number 2, and section which has name 2 has number 3. Now I suddenly remember that I have to add section which are preliminaries. I have just written this. Now I'll compile it. Now automatically this section has number 1, the introduction has number 2. So LaTeX has taken care of numbering of this sections, and look, if we look at subsections, the subsections are also accordingly numbered. So the point is, you don't have to worry about formatting. So numbering it will take automatically. So till now what we have seen is, first we have to start document with specifying the document class. So document class article we have chosen here. Then we can write title, author, date, and then we can begin our document. Whatever is in between begin document, end document, that will only get printed. To print title, author and date, you have to type make title, and this will create this title, and then you can write your document inside this. Now if you don't want your section to get numbered, you can just type section star. So now preliminaries will not get numbered, all other section will get numbered accordingly. So let us see. So preliminaries has no number because we have put star here. So this will understand that there should be no number, and the next sections will get accordingly numbered. Okay, so there is appendix also, I will not go into it now. So similar to sections, there is chapters. When we don't write chapters in article, we write chapters in book. So only when there is book here, you can write /chapters and you can start your chapters. Now environments in LaTeX. So the environments in LaTeX are specified by begin into curly braces name of the environment, \end, and into curly bracket name of the environment. For example, there are these environments: document environment, abstract environment, enumerate, itemize. We'll go through it one by one. So one environment that we have used is document environment, which says begin document and end document. Another environment that we have used is section. This last section is actually begin section and end section, but this is just short form for begin section, end section. This is only true for section document. Now let us write another environment which is abstract. So to our paper, let us write abstract. So begin abstract, end abstract, and I'll type my abstract here. Now if I compile this, so the abstract will get printed where should abstract be, and the font size and the alignment is automatically done because we have written it into abstract environment. Similarly, there are this environment center. If you write something between begin, center, end, center, it will get centered aligned automatically. So for example, so if I write begin center, end center is automatically here, and if I write something, let us compile this. Now you can see this is centered aligned, all lines are centered aligned. Similarly, there is flush left, flush right environment. Flush left will set everything to left, flush right will set everything to right, and there is verbatim also. I'll not go into it now. Now how to make lists in LaTeX. So we can use itemize or enumerate. So let us see, let us first see itemize. So this is an environment, as I said. So begin itemize. So in this environment, you can list your items by saying /item. Then you can start writing, say vegetables. Second item is rice. Third item is oil. And now if you compile it, this is the list, this is the bulleted list. So when you use itemize, you get bulleted lists. So if you want second level of listing, suppose for example you want to list some more specific vegetable, then after the item vegetable, then you can again start begin itemize and end itemize. So see, this begin itemize, the first begin itemize is ending here, and now I want to make lists of vegetable. That means I am going to make a sub list. So I am making begin itemize, end itemize after the item. So in this I want to list potato item chili. So now I'll compile it. So look, now this is second level of listing. In vegetable there is potato and chili. Similarly you can make third level of listing. So now again see, the third level of listing I am making. So I want to make list of red chili and green chili. So after chili I will say begin itemize, end itemize. Here again I will say red chili item, begin green chili. So I will compile it. Now inside chili there is red chili and green chili. This is bulleted list, and at every sub list there is different symbol used. So I hope this is clear. So simply if you want to make list, you can say begin itemize, end itemize, and write items one after another. It will create the list. If you want to make sub list, like if you want sub list of vegetables, you can start fresh begin itemize, end itemize inside after the item vegetable. Similarly you can do multi-level listing. There is another way to list, that is enumerate. So I will write begin enumerate and end enumerate. Between this begin enumerate and end enumerate I will itemize, I will list the item. Again I will make same list, vegetables, item rice. Remember that it is very important not to miss this backslash. Wherever I am typing backslash, the backslash should be there. So let us compile this by clicking double arrow. Now this is numbered list 1, 2, 3. Now let us make sublist. Again sublist of vegetable, will say begin enumerate, and between begin enumerate and enumerate will again itemize our list. So potato, second item is chili, and we'll compile it. So A and B, sublist has A and B, the names are A and B. Again let us make another sublist of chili, the third level sublist. So I'll say begin enumerate, and between begin enumerate and enumerate I will write item red chili, item green chili, and now I'll compile it. So this is third level of listing. So 1 A, so first numbers are 1, 2, 3. Let me just zoom into it. First level numbers are 1, 2, 3, second level numbers are A, B, and third level numbers are Roman numerals. So remember that when you start enumerate, you have to end enumerate. So I have started this begin enumerate here and end enumerate here, which are listing this 1, 2, 3. Then inside vegetable, inside item vegetable, I have again started enumerate, and this enumerate is ending here, which is listing potato and chili, and under the chili I have again started begin enumerate, which ends here. So this is nested listing. So first level of listing is vegetable rice oil, second level of listing is potato chili, and third level of listing is red chili, green chili. So as we have seen, the first level of listing is 1 2 3, second level is ABC, third level is Roman numerals, and there is fourth level also which uses capital letters. So let us try to write I scored 100% marks in LaTeX. So I'll write I score 100% marks, and let us compile it. What is the output? The output is I score 100, but we have written percent marks, but you can see this has this is now come gray. So what's the problem? So these symbols hash, dollar, percent, ampersand, tilde, underscore, this caret, backslash, and open braces, close braces, these are special character in LaTeX. So you cannot directly use the character as they are. So to print this character, you have to put backslash before these characters and then type it. So before percent we have to put backslash, and now we'll compile it. Now you can see 100% marks. Similarly, if you type hash, if you want to print hash, if I just type hash like this, there will be, you cannot get output. So this small window that is appearing here will tell you how is the compilation of document going. If you have typed something wrong, it will say it here. So for example, we have just typed hash, but hash will not get printed. So this is saying you can't use macro parameter hash in the horizontal mode. That means we cannot directly use hash. We have to write backslash hash. So I'll just type backslash, and now I will compile it. Yes. Now here it is saying process exited normally. That means there is no error in this document. So the hash is now printed. Similarly, to get these other characters, if you want to print these other characters, you have to put this backslash. So how you will print backslash? If I want to print backslash, let me write something. Now in between here, if I want to write backslash, let me just first compile this. So this is what I have written. Now suppose I want to write backslash here, but backslash is a special character. So can I do this backslash and then backslash so that backslash will get printed? Let us see. No, this hasn't appeared. So we can write text backslash, and here is the backslash that we wanted. So to get backslash, you have to type text backslash. So if you want to change paragraph forcefully, you can type par. So for example, suppose I want to change paragraph here. What I can do is, suppose my paragraph ends here, I can just press enter twice, and this will get into new paragraph. Or if you want, you can type par here, slash par will change paragraph. This will get into new paragraph. This no intent will start new paragraph from this line. So for example, now the new paragraph is starting from here. if I type no indent here and if I compile, look here. So the first paragraph will start from here. If you want a line in between your two paragraph, you can press enter, or you can press double slash or double backslash, that will produce an empty line. So let me remove this bar, and this says now this, yeah, so this has gone into second page. So let me delete something here. Yes, so there is a gap because you have given this double backslashes here. So to produce a gap like this, you can give double backslashes. Now another important thing is table of contents. So we have sections 1 to 3 in our document. Now if we want a table of content at the beginning of a document, what we can do is we can just write backslash table of contents. So backslash table of contents, and if we compile it, LaTeX will automatically produce table of contents. So introduction 1, then there are 2 subsections, and then is 1 subsections and 3. If you add, now look at this, this section preliminaries has no number, so it will not appear here. So if you want preliminaries to appear, you can just remove this star, and the numbers will the sections will get numbered accordingly, and the section will appear here. So let us compile this. You have to compile it twice. So first section is preliminaries, then introduction, and accordingly the numbers are given. So if you just type one command, table of content, it will create table of contents like this. Now suppose if you want to type some mathematics into LaTeX, so how to do it? So suppose let us simply write 2 divided by 3, and if we compile it, let us see what is the output. So it just says this: whenever you want to write something mathematical in LaTeX, you have to write it in between dollar symbols. So you start with dollar symbol 2 by 3, you end it dollar symbol, and then you compile it. So this will now appear differently. If you click on the left bottom icon and then to star, there are these mathematical symbols, all these mathematical symbols. You can go to operators and see, say all. Then there are this whole lot of mathematical symbols that you can use. So let us see how to use it. Suppose we want to write integration. So let us clear this. Let us click on this. So the symbol is int. Int will give you integration. So int, always remember all mathematical symbols should be in dollar. So in between $2, I will write integration x raised to 2. So let us compile this. So this is integration x raised to 2. So I'll make it in new line. So integration x raised to 2. If you want to give limits of the integration, so you can write underscore. Underscore will create subscript to the integration symbol. So let us write integration from x equal to 0. So whatever is after underscore, it should be in braces. So this will create the lower limit for the integration. So x equal to 0. To get the upper limit, again subscript symbol is this symbol caret, which is on the letter 6. You can just type shift 6, it will appear there. So it is from x to say 5. So integral from x equal to 0 to 5 of x square dx. So this is how the mathematics is typed in LaTeX. LaTeX is very useful to type mathematics because there is no other software to type mathematical symbols or mathematics so easily. So there are this whole lot of so let us type limit. So we can type so let us write new thing. So limit, so I'll just choose limit, and again some functions, let us just write some generic function fx and complete it by this dollar. You can just write limit. So limit fx. Again, if you type underscore here and if you write x, if you want to type right arrow, you can just type right arrow x, right arrow x goes to 0, x right arrow 0. So as limit as x goes to 0 fx. So there are many things like this to type mathematics. So what we have seen is typing a mathematical symbol in this single dollars. If you have some big equation, you can use double dollars like this to start equation, end equation like this, and whatever you type here, I'll just copy this, same stuff, and if we look at the output, this will appear in the center of the page, and if you have some big equations, you can use this double dollars. As we have seen these environments, begin in document, end document, or begin center, end center, or begin itemize, end itemize. For writing mathematical equations, there is begin equation and end equation. So begin equation and end equation. So inside begin equation, end equation, you don't need to write dollars, because begin equation, end equation itself will automatically create this dollar symbol. That means it will know what are you writing. So if I write this, say some mathematical, this is equal to I'm not going to see the mathematical correctness, I will just show you how it looks. So remember, when you want to separately write mathematical symbols like this, you have to use integral dollar sign. If you use double dollar sign, it will appear in the center, and if you write begin equation, end equation, there is no need to write double dollar sign. So this is on the next page. So this is equation, and the equation number is also appeared automatically. So begin equation, end equation will create the mathematical symbol, and it will give the number to the equation automatically. So apart from this, there are many things that you can do for mathematical symbols in LaTeX, but due to shortage of time, I will not go into that. Further, we can add tables, graphics, that means images, and bibliography also in LaTeX. Adding bibliography is very easy, and it uh, it helps us in writing references very easily in LaTeX. I'll just show you how the internal references are managed. So for example, if we want to refer to this section introduction somewhere later in our document, so we can do that by first labeling this section. So label. So you can add label to this document. Label can be anything. I'll just say label is AAA. If I compile it, you will not see any difference in the name introduction. But now suppose somewhere else in the document, suppose suppose here. So in the section, now I will recall this. I'll type ref. So I'm referencing to this section, and I'll refer by the label. So I type ref, and in curly braces this AAAA. I have given name AAAA to this section introduction here. Now I'm referring. I'll just say we have said something like this. And I'll compile it. So now you can say here in section 2. So I'll just make new line to make this clear. So in section 2, I have just typed in section ref AAA we have said. So we have got the output in section 2. The advantage of this is, suppose I add one more section here before introduction. Section, I'll just name it something. Now our section introduction has become third section. So if I now compile it, so the section introduction has become third section, and here automatically this gives number of the section 3. So this referencing can make your life very easy. The referencing like this, you can refer to anything, not just section. You can refer to the list that we have created. You can refer to subsections, subsections, anything. So you can add this label command \label and give any label that you want. And when you want to refer to the labeled thing, for example labeled section here, you can just type /ref and AAA here. So this is how you can add labels. There are many things that you can do with LaTeX, but since this is just introduction, I am not going into very many things that you can do with it. This is just a simple introduction for you. In the next part, I am going to show you a different document class. Here the document class was article. The next document class that we are going to see is exam. This document class exam is going to help you writing your question papers very easily. You can set up your question paper once, and you can just change the question inside the this document, so you can get you can produce new examination paper every time. This will save you lot of time in terms of writing document and in terms of formatting also. So let us see the exam class, the document class article in the next section. Now we will see how to create exam paper in LaTeX. So let us create new document, and as I said, now the document class will be exam. Document class exam. We will keep font size 12 point, and we will add another option which says add points. This will add marks in your paper. So as always, say begin document. and remove this content. And for this class exam we have to say begin questions. So here we will start typing questions. So here we'll say question. So this, after question there is this bracket that will say how many marks will be there for this question. So 5. And what is the question? The question is fill in the blanks. Now let us compile this. Yes. Now since we have installed MikTeX Basic, MikTeX Basic had some packages and some document class missing. So Text Studio will prompt us, it will ask, it will say that the required exam class is missing. So it will ask us, should it install the exam class? So click on install. It will automatically install the exam class and then it will run the compilation. So so here it is saying process started. So in the background it is installing the exam class, and when the installation is complete it will automatically uh, generate the output file. This installation you have to just do once. Yes. Now process exited normally. Yes. This is your output. Fill in the blanks. Now if you want this to be bold, you can type \text bf. So this will make everything bold. But after text bf, where should bold start and where should it stop? So you should whatever you want to make bold, put in the curly bracket. So I'll start my curly bracket here and end it here. And let us compile it again. Now you can see filling the blanks is in bold. So \text bf is in, makes whatever in the curly bracket is bold. Suppose if I just give one curly bracket, then look at here, it will produce error because there is just one curly bracket. So you have to close the curly bracket all the time. So let us close it and run it. Yes, it is now running well. Process exited normally. Now this is this 5 points. If you want, it will come. If you want it here, we can just specify it before begin document. We can say points in the left margin. And let us compile it. So the command is not points in the left margin, it is just points in left margin. So typing commands in LaTeX is very important. Yes. So this is in the left margin now, but we want it in the right margin. So we'll say points in right margin. So this 5 will go here. Yes, it is there. And suppose if we want a square bracket around the points, I'll just make it bigger so that you can see. So if we want square bracket around the points or the marks, we'll say bracketed bracket. bracketed points. Bracketed points, and we'll compile. This will be in the square bracket. So fill in the blanks has 5 marks. So what are the fill in the blanks? So uh, fill in the blanks, there will be 5 fill in the blanks. So we'll do begin parts. So there are 5 parts in the fill in the blanks. So first part is, say, the battle of Haldighat was fought between Maharana Pratap and fill in. You can just write fill in and let us see the output. So it will make space here. So you can write your answer here, Akbar, and let us compile it. So you will not see answer here. This is just for your reference. I will show you that how to make uh, answer paper from this question paper, because if you just specify one command, it will print answers in that PDF, and if you remove that command, it will print the question paper uh, as you wanted. So similarly, so say this is first part, so say second part is, so, so the say the question is, so we'll start with fill in was the capital of Chalukya. Chalukya. So the answer is Badami. So I'll type Badami here, not here. Badami, and let us compile this. Yes. So dash 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 was the capital of Chalukya. So similarly, in this begin parts, end parts, you can write these 5 parts for 5 marks. So this is about fill in the blanks question. Now next question is, select the correct alternatives. So question, we want it to be bold. So text BF, and the question is, select the correct alternative. And this is for how many marks? Suppose this is for 10 marks, and let us compile this. So select the correct alternative. So this is for 10 marks. Now as you can see, this has no number and the 10 is printed here. This is because this is after end questions. So all the questions should be between begin question, which is here, and end question, which is here. Now I will compile it. Now yes, select the correct alternative. This is for 10 marks. So suppose you want some space between this, there is command called vspace. Vspace, and suppose 0.5 centimeters. So it will create 0.5 centimeter vertical space between these two questions. So this is now separated. So now let us type this question. So again, begin parts. So part. So first, the question is, First World War was started in. Now, as this is multiple choice question, we have to say begin choices. And what are the choices for this? So choice, backslash choice. First choice is 1916. Now second is the correct choice. So I'll write correct choice is 1919. Third is again backslash choice 1918, and fourth is 1920. So let us compile this. So ABC. So you can see 16 and 19 this here. So the problem is this C is also capital. So you have to type your commands very cautiously. Now this will come as second choice. Yes. Now though I have written correct choice here, when I give option of producing answer paper, only then it will it will show that this is the answer. Otherwise it will just print as the question paper. So similarly you can, so what, let us recall what we have done. So the question is select the correct choices, then we have, then there will be say 3 4 multiple choice questions like this, A B C, like this. And suppose let us write another so that it will be clear. So another part, suppose some question is there and with some choices. I will not type choices now. Yes. So this is first, and this is first question, this is second question, like this. This is creating part. So part means first question, this is first question, second part is this second question. So in this part there should be choices for this question. So we are saying begin choices, end choices, and then there are 4 choices, backslash choice, and the correct choice is you just have to name it correct choice. Similarly this question you can say begin choices, end choices, and correct choice, like this. So this is uh, another type of question. Now you can type. Now there are a couple of more multiple choice type questions that you can make. So I'll just make them here. So I'll take the same question and instead of begin choices, end choices, I'll write one par choices. That means they should appear in one paragraph. So look at this. Now all these options are A, B, C, D like this in horizontal uh, way. If you want it on new line, the choices, you can just write double backslash and the choices will appear here. There is one more way. So instead of begin choices, end choices, you can say one par check boxes. You can say one par check boxes. So if you compile it, you will get check boxes like this. remember the correct, even if we have typed correct choices, the correct choices is not, the correct choice is not printed because we haven't given option of typing or producing answers. So let us make it a new line by just typing bubble backslash. This will appear on the next line. So these are three types of uh, multiple choice questions that you can make. Now next is answer in one sentence. So these parts are over. So let us make new question. So text BF, answer in one sentence, and let us give whatever, say 5 marks for it, and let us compile. Answer in one sentence question. So again, we can make part. So begin parts, we have to say first begin parts, and in this begin part, let me just close this begin part. So say first part is uh, what is the aim of WHO, World Health Organization? Yes. So answer in one sentence like this. Now you can just leave it like this, or if you want to give uh, space for the answer, you can say fill in with dotted lines and say 1 inch filling we want. Let us compile it. Something is wrong. What is wrong? There is no in. This is just fill with dotted lines. Fill has correct. There is no triple L in fill, just double L. So fill with dotted lines. So these dotted lines will appear here. You can also write solution here. Begin solution. So I'll just type some random things here. Let us compile it. Yes, nothing will appear as I said because we haven't given option for typing solution. So like this, you can make a question paper. But what about the header here? All the information. So for that, let us make that information there. So let us go to let us go here, and everything that appears here should be in center. So we'll say begin center. Between begin center and center, we will type text BF. This should be in bold face, and what should be the, say, let us say unit exam. Unit exam. Let us compile this unit exam. But we want this to be bigger. So what to do? We can just say backslash large. That will make it large. So this should also be in curly brackets. So BF inside large. Now this is larger. So if we want to see what kind of this font sizes inside the document you can get, you can just go to LaTeX and you can just see font sizes. So tiny, script size, footnote size, small, normalized, large, large with capital L, all large. These are different sizes that you can get. So for example, if instead of this large, if I type backslash tiny here, tiny, this will become very tiny. Look like this. If I type huge, it will become very big like this. So let us keep it large. Again, now on the new line, let us type the college name. This will also be in large, but this is small l large, this is capital L large. Let us write KTHM. KTHM. What you can do is, after this double line, in the square bracket you can specify how much vertical space it should keep. So I'll just write 3 mm here, so it will be slightly lower. Again, double line, I'll keep 3 mm distance, and large, in that large I'll type FYBA. This is just an example. I'll compile it like this, and suppose now in capital all everything large I will write history. So history, this is there because I haven't put this 3 mm. You can increase it 3 mm if you want. If you don't put anything, it will just go to new line. If you don't put anything in the square bracket, it will just go to new line. Now we want say total marks 30 and time 30 minutes. Now if we compile this, it will just print it here. This double line will put it on the next line, but this should be in normal size. So I'll put normal size. So this is in normal size. Now this is a normal size, but this will give it a new line. Yes, but this thing should be on the left. So we'll write begin flush left, and this thing should be on the left. So I'll cut it and paste inside here like this. Similarly, you can write date here, name and roll number here, and if you want to produce line here, we can just write rule, and width and thickness we have to give. So 2 centimeter, say width is, inside curly bracket we have to write 2 centimeter, and uh, 2 centimeter line with 1 point thickness. So this has produced small line, but we want big line, so we'll give 6 centimeter. So accordingly you can adjust length of the line. This is still small. we can just, instead of writing rule, we can just write H rule. That will create a big line. If you write rule, yeah, yes, like this. If you put double slash here, the line will come down, or else this 3 mm again, 3 mm, this will, we get new line like this. So this H rule should be out from flush left. That will be better. Yes. Now let us flush right, or let us ask for name of the student. So what we can do is just write uh, text BF name. Let us see how it looks. Compile it. Name. This should be normal size. So normal size. Normal size. And this should be flush left. So let us take it and put it inside flush left, and rule, let us create some space for writing the name. So width should be 6 centimeter and thickness 1 point, like this. So once you have set up your this thing, you can keep it constant forever, and you can just change your questions like this. So for your convenience, I will share with you exam that I have created already, which is both in Marathi and English, so that you can just keep this same and change these details if you want. Why I am showing you this is because the file that I am going to share with you, you can just change these details. You know what is written for what, and you can just change questions, and you can just directly print the PDF out of it, and use that for setting up the question paper. I'll send this text file to you, and you can just use it directly. One last thing is that here we have written answers like this: correct choice, or here in the fill in the blanks, in the filling we have written Akbar, but if you see, there are no outputs here. So what you can do is create this output and save the PDF with some other name, and if you just write answers here, answers, and if you compile, whatever we have written as answer will appear, like Akbar here. This choice is bold, this is correct, this is correct, and the solution will appear here like this. The solution, as you said, as you can see, we have said begin solution, end solution. This will appear only when we type answers here. Suppose we remove these answers with the comma, and if we recompile it again, the solution will disappear. So in this way, you can create exam in one shot, which can output, which can give you output of question and answer paper together. So what you can do is create, compile this, save this document, or save this PDF with some other name, put answers here, this comma is important, compile it, and now save this PDF with uh, with the name solutions, so that you can get your question paper and solutions ready. Where can you find this PDF? Wherever we save this file, suppose I save this file. So let me save this on desktop. For example, so desktop. So I'll just keep document here. So this is saved. Now I'll compile it. So I have put answers here. So my final file will have answers. So let me just see. So this document is created. Yes. So let me open it. Yes. This has answers. So what I will do, I will just rename this file to answers. So since this is open, this will not get renamed. So I'll just close it. I'll rename it to answers. So this is created. Now I will remove these answers from here and I will recompile it again. Now this is without answers. So I have this with answer and this new file is created. I just renamed the previous document, the previous file with name document to answers. So now I have two files, one with answers and one without answers. So once you keep your this text file ready, you can just change the questions and the details here. So as I said, I'll share this text file with you. You can just edit it wherever you want and set up your own question paper very easily. Now in the last part, I'm just going to show you the different documents that have been produced using LaTeX. So first, let us see some articles. So this output is taken from LaTeX. So as we have written text, the example text file. So they have written this in LaTeX. So 2 columns, and this is the title, the author, and this is the image is inserted in LaTeX, and this is the bibliography inside LaTeX. So I'm just going to show you this. So just to make point that what is LaTeX capable of. So again, look at this is just this abstract is just begin abstract, end abstract, and there are some decorations that you can just do it with one line of code. So keywords can be inserted. This is just table of content. If you click here, these table of contents are clickable. You can just directly go to that section. This is inbuilt in LaTeX. So this image is inserted here. The table is created. One more paper. Here there is table and references. Then I'll show you example of a thesis. So this is thesis in LaTeX. Contents, table of contents, abstract on separate page. When you give document class as thesis, the document will arrange itself as thesis. The abstract will be printed on separate page, acknowledgement on separate page, table of contents on separate page. So like this. And look at the gaps here. So gap is more to this on this page to this side. On the next page, it is more on this side. So it knows that you are going to bind this or you are going to print and then bind the thesis. So accordingly, the gaps are maintained so that the printing or the binding will not cut this writing. So this LaTeX takes care of automatically. So like this, these chapters are created differently. Each chapter will start on new page because this is thesis, and this is done automatically once you specify the document class. These are examination papers. Now this is interesting. So these are some Marathi documents created in LaTeX. So as we have typed our document, this is this document is typed in LaTeX, and all these decorations, these are not images. This decoration, these are not images. There is package called PGF ornament. So you can insert this different designs using that package, and this is a book written in or typeset in LaTeX. This is dashboard in LaTeX. Look at the page size. This is not usual A4 page, so we can specify the page size accordingly. On each page there will be these two lines which are there in different kind of pothis. This is Anukramanika, that is table of content. This will be created automatically, and there is the page is not white, the page has some color. So Rohit and Sushant and Prajakta has compiled this dashboard in LaTeX. So this is exactly as pothi that we see. You can make in LaTeX. This is printed in LaTeX. Similarly, Dnyaneshwari. So I am just showing you this to show the power of LaTeX. You can create professional looking documents very easily. This is calendar created in LaTeX. This is ebook in LaTeX. I think this is poster. Yeah, this is poster. This poster is created in LaTeX. You can create very professional looking posters, which the output is very nice and the resolution is very high. What else? This is again a poster. This poster is created in LaTeX. Now this complicated document is also created in LaTeX. Imagine creating such kind of document in Word. Here there is one column where there is stuff. Here there is one column, there is some text, and there is this horizontal row where you are writing text, and the main text also is in two different columns, and in whole documents it's like this. So this can be created in LaTeX very easily, but if you want to create it in Word, I don't think you can do it as easily as you can do it in LaTeX. Also, you can make very beautiful looking CVs or biodata in LaTeX. So these are some examples. This is again a CV created in LaTeX. Here there is name, contact information, education, experience. If anybody sees such kind of resume in LaTeX, such kind of resume in job interview, they are going to get impressed very easily. So your student can make their resume in LaTeX. So this is again created in LaTeX. All of this, the text file for this CVs are available online. You can just change, you can just edit this document and just write your name, your date of birth and your information here. Everything else will remain same. All these text files are available freely on internet. So this is all that I want to talk about LaTeX. If you have any questions or any doubts, you can search online or you can contact me. I can help you with your doubts. I will share my email ID with you, and the exam package and the example that we saw, I will share it with you so that you can just edit those files and write your own papers or own examinations, and you can use it over and over, so that it will be very helpful for you. Apart from this, if you have any doubts, there is a good website called as text.stackexchange.com. There you can just post your questions and you can get answers. And there is if you go to Overleaf website, there is very easy to read documentation on how to use LaTeX and different things that you can do it with LaTeX. So I hope this session has given you some information about LaTeX and why you can use why you should use LaTeX and how you can use. Thank you for paying attention, and thank you for your patience.